Hello everyone. I want to share with you a pantry in my home that just makes sense. When we bought this house, it was already mostly finished, so we didn't have any part in the design. And I cook a lot, and I always wanted a walk-in pantry, but we just did not have one. So I consulted with a friend who is an interior designer, and she came over, and when she came over, there was this wall and a wall right here and a pony wall. There was an opening, so when you walked in, all you saw was wall with an opening, and none of this that I'm about to show you was there. It was just one long hall. And to get to the kitchen, you just walk through an opening. So she said, why don't you build a walk-in pantry from some of this space that's just hallway. So I want to show you what we did and show you some of the features in my pantry that not only just make sense, but they are such helpful things to have for someone who wants to be organized and be able to easily assess bigger cooking appliances that maybe you don't want in your kitchen on top of the counter. And maybe if you want some supplies or condiments that you reach for easily, but you don't have room for, but you want them to be easily accessible, all those things I'm going to show you right now. And one of the first things that made sense is a conceal door. So people don't know that this is a room because it looks like the wall. Now, it's not completely shut. A concealed door is not always easily perfected. So if you're not okay with maybe some seams that might appear over time when the wood contracts over time, a concealed door might not be for you, but I love this and people are so excited when they see that it's a room. So the way I close it is we just have a hidden little groove that we can pull it shut. So here's how it opens. And it will lead me to a second thing that just makes sense. You'll see when I push the door open, the light will automatically come on. And here is my walk-in pantry. So I want to show you some of the features that I love. And the first one is, of course, the concealed door, the automatic lights. For lighting, I also have under counter light and a dimmer, so I can adjust the lighting underneath the counter. I love that because this is a place that sometimes people come to get their drinks, and it's nice to be able to have light that you can dim or not. Another thing that at the time I wasn't sure if I wanted to invest in the extra expense, but I'm so glad that I did, was a marble backsplash. Now you don't have to use marble, but if you do a lovely backsplash, it makes your walk-in pantry a place that you can actually have people come in and out, and you can serve water, or you can set up a beverage station. So it is an initial extra expense that pays for itself in spades. I love my backsplash. Another thing that I invested in, but wouldn't change a thing, is a marble countertop. This is marble that is actually not one of the more expensive marbles, and I couldn't love it more. I have this beautiful blue, the veining, and it's just gorgeous. So we have the marble all the way around, and then the coordinating marble backsplash. So I love marble, so I never consider it an option. If I'm going to do countertops or backsplash, I'm gonna do marble because I believe the beauty of marble is unsurpassed. So those are a few things that I love. Now, as you can see, we have shelving, and one thing And it's not as organized as it could be, my friends. As some of you are probably thinking, she needs to get in there and organize. But it's better than it was. So these shelves, I had them go all the way to the top. And I'm just going to show you, this is something that I love, because over time, if you have a built-in pantry, you might need to change the configuration. These shelves are adjustable. You can just pull them out and you can adjust them. You've got 3, if you'll see here, 1, 2, 3. So these little pegs can go down, that's about an inch. They can go up an inch or up an inch more. So there's 3 options for the shelf. And as you can see, this is how it's just made to easily slide and fit onto wherever you have the pegs. So just like that. Okay. Well, my friends, let's see. Okay, well, I need a ladder where I can see. Y'all, these do work very well. It's just I'm not doing a great job at getting them back on. Okay, here we go. Guys, I will tell you, moving shelves is never easy for me. Here we go. Okay, so there we go. Okay. Okay. Woo! Guys, it's not that hard for normal people. I'm just extra. So anyway, this I always keep behind this door because you can't see it, but I always need it if I'm reaching up high. So there is how you adjust the shelves. So I'm gonna put, and one thing I love is that I can keep baking supplies handy. I have a Nutri-Mill where I can grind wheat berries. So I have my wheat berries here next to my grain mill, and all of my flours and the baking essentials that we don't want to put those in our kitchen on top of the countertop. It's just clutter. So having them organized is so wonderful. So we have shelves with adjustable shelves, and I decided to paint them an accent color. So I painted them this color as well as the bottom. This is a blue that my kitchen island is painted this same color. This, for those of you who might want to know. And I will link to details in the show notes. I can probably link to the hardware still. I got a lot of this at Wayfair. The paint I'll link to, but it's Monorail Silver. I believe that's a Sherwin-Williams. It's a lovely color. So I painted the shelving, all the cabinetry, Monorail Silver, or an accent color. Now, most people might say this is extra to put this large of handles on this, but I love it. I consider hardware jewelry for your cabinetry. So I chose these pulls. They're very, very cost efficient. They're knurled, K-N-U-R-L-E-D. Knurled means they've got this rough texture. I highly recommend these if you open and close drawers a lot, if you're in your kitchen, because the knurled surface, it will not show grease stains, or it won't get as dusty or greasy looking as normal knobs. I don't think I've ever cleaned this. And you can get knobs or pulls, but I did all pulls. Okay, so another thing that just made sense was for, in addition to have upper shelving and underneath drawers, I weighed doors with shelves inside, which is typically a little less expensive if you just have maybe 2 doors that you open and you pull out. I wanted individual drawers, so I did smaller ones at the top, and then I just went bigger at the bottom. And you can just see how much room you have when you have drawers. Okay, so I have that. Then, now this was definitely something that was not inexpensive, but we would never go back. We have 2 refrigerator drawers. All right, so if you see, here's one refrigerator. It's 34 degrees. So I have my sourdough starter. I've got protein drinks, anything. I've got waters, anything that you would need refrigerated. But these were taking up a lot of space in my refrigerator in the kitchen, so this is so helpful. And then I just have another one down here. And I can put fresh produce in here, and especially during the summer, I bring home so much produce from the farmer's market. It's wonderful to be able to put the produce in here and not put it in the kitchen refrigerator. So 2 refrigerator drawers. One might be sufficient for you, but we entertain a lot, so having waters and drinks just in a dedicated drawer totally frees up your refrigerator in your kitchen. And here's another thing. Now these can be problematic. You'll hear horror stories about ice makers, and I have had to have one repair, but I would never go back. This, and it's made to be built in. It's my ice maker. We love this, we entertain, and it's so wonderful to be able to pull that out. Another thing is, I'm gonna let you all come in, is the part that you can't see, and every place is gonna have behind the door. So behind the door, I just have a little organizational space. I have hooks for my aprons, and then I put a bulletin board for all the important save the dates, invitations, and then I even put an acrylic board, and then I hide my little step ladder. So it's so nice to have a place where those are easily accessible, but no one sees them unless they come in and shut the door. Another thing that I love about this space is that we're able to have a Berkey water filter, which I think everyone needs a Berkey in case there's ever some sort of emergency. You will have clean water. It will filter pond water, creek water, and I don't really want a Berkey sitting out in my main kitchen or sitting out because, you know, they look really utilitarian, but we have room here for our Berkey, and I love it. It's just here and it's by the ice. So that's another great reason to have a walk-in pantry, is to keep a water filtration device. I also have room for a nice big bread box, which I put bread, bagels, opened chips. So there's just a lot of room to house appliances such as a toaster. You don't want to have to pull a toaster out from under a cabinet to do toast. That's just sort of a deterrent to wanting toast. So I'm able to keep my toaster plugged in, which is another thing. Make sure that you have an electrician who puts plugs in your backsplash, and that you need to, I think, do that before you tile. That way you're able to use your appliances in your space. You're not just storing them, you're using them. So like if I come in here, I don't have to take this into my kitchen. I just start it and I do my air frying in here. It's that easy. And I toast my bread in here. I grind my flour in this space. So you can even put a decorative lamp with flowers. You can make this as lovely as you like. I have this rug. I love putting a rug here. It makes it look even more homey and inviting. You could even put art. I mean, there's so many ways that you can make a walk-in pantry not only a functional, beautiful space. I think that you might just consider, where do I have a big hall or a big empty space that's close to the kitchen that I can turn into a beautiful and functional walk-in pantry. I hope that this was helpful, and if you enjoy my content. I hope that you will subscribe to my channel, and everything that I can link to will be in the comments. And I'm so grateful to all of you who follow, and I will keep sharing tips, tricks, hacks, advice for making your home and your family run more smoothly. So I hope that this was helpful, and as always, until next time, be blessed and stay savvy.